What's up? We live? All right. They were fucking with me for a little bit. Welcome to Guarantee News, May 30th, 2024. I am your host, Garrett Sims. I usually try to film on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I know that it is Thursday, but some history just happened today, and I'm trying to get back into streaming anyways. So I feel like I had to stream today while this is just new news, breaking news. So that's what we're going to start off with today. If you haven't heard, Trump was found guilty on all 24 counts. He is guilty. Trump becomes first former U.S. president convicted of felony crimes. Let me see, let me get the camera. Let me move out of the way. I have like this Associated Press article right here by Michael R. Sizak, Jennifer Peltz, Eric Tucker, and Michelle L. Prince. Let me see. Let me make that. Can you make that bigger? I mean, shit. Hold on. Yeah, can you guys see that? Yeah, Michael R. Sizak, Jennifer Peltz, and Eric Tucker. So I have this article that I want to read. I haven't even read it yet. I kind of skimmed through it. But, yeah, Trump, first president, convicted. I talked about, like, on a stream, like, some... Well, before now, I'm not going to hop into it yet. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to hop into first. I'm just going to do a full stream because I might as well. So, we're going to do a regular Guarantee News, but we're going to go out of the gate with just Trump. He's founded guilty of the hush money trial. So, I'm going to go over again what the hush money trial is, some of the people that were in it, that were important, that were testified by the prosecutors. So, some interesting things. What could happen now that Trump has been found guilty? What I think will happen. And then we'll move on. Where are we at right now? Let's see how long I've been streaming for. 2 minutes? All right. So we're going to do this the same way as usual. I'm going to do a couple of songs, and then I'm going to get right into it and start talking. Just bear with me while I pull up the songs I want to find first. Let's see. We're always doing the KFR 500. We did the Ian for a couple of days, but then the Ian got put on Apple Music, so I couldn't fuck with it anymore. It was stopping the stream and making it so I couldn't get monetized, which when the day comes, you know, I want to be able to get monetized. So we have to use music that's not going to have copyright laws. I also got to see, I feel like Twitch, they don't make you... Twitch, you can play music and you don't get the copyright laws, but conversation for a different day. Let's see. I don't want to answer this question. Skip ads. All right, we're going to play two songs. You got to do this song, one other song, then we're going to get to talking about this fucking history. Let's go. And this is So 5 by KFR 500. If you haven't listened to it yet, this is off of his new album that is titled Walk World 2. All right, let's see. Let's get you guys straight before I go. And I got to get a bath before we start. Let's see. All right, bet. Bear with me. I'll be right back.
Bitch ain't work for Dom, that's probably why she penny pinching. Nigga, I could die right now, yo bitch gon' treat you like Will Smith. Nigga, I ain't worried about none of my white boys shooting like Rick Smith. I'm fresh as it gets and your little bitch won't peel me out this Rick spit. God forgive me, know they truly filled with envy, I don't blame. Need a halftime show like Usher Raymond. I'm on half of a cup with a walk chaser. I can't even stand these niggas, I wouldn't tell no lie. I'm tryna get high, I'm finna pour this deuce when I get in so far. Yeah, AF Dub ain't fucking with me. I'm so popped, I can pop a wheel. Niggas fan do bump, tryna hit a ticket. My price can't drop the ticket. Yo bitch, our bitch, these boxy tricks. Her pops was missing, and I tryna get her a man, but she can't even keep her a nigga. Baby, I'm winning. I'm after that with my niggas, and we on the route to the millions. She choosing niggas that got a little motion, cause she know I don't do shit for attention. Spend a little money and break her the last name that nigga gon' ever mention. Honestly, I had love for her, but I love Lil Waukesha more. I do. How the walk be giving me growth. I know the little bitch so bad I get geek whenever she posts. Yeah, if he can head a little more, I told him we up in the scope. Yeah, I told him we done when I say it. Baddest ones be in and out the club. I wonder who gon' say. Got my girl in the store and she done spent like 2K. She passed out 20 francs with capital jeans, my pants from Shibuya. You know I can't do nothing basic. Show these niggas how to run it up. This my little course, my demonstration. Make your move and once you make your move, don't move with hesitation. Show me love, ain't got no option. If she look, she took our promise. Outside with the crooks and robbers. I got OG still on Colin. Call me if you got a problem. I'll pop my shit in designer. Bitch, we don't need no AP, cause all our shit is perfect timing. Bitch ain't worth a dime, that's probably why she penny pinching. Nigga, I could die right now, yo bitch gon' treat you like Will Smith. Nigga, I ain't worried about none, my white boy shoot like Rick Smith. I'm fresh as it gets, and your little bitch won't peel me out this Rick Fizz. God forgive me, know they truly filled with envy, I don't blame. Get halftime show like Usher Raymond. I'm on half of a cup with a watch chaser. I can't even stand these niggas, I wouldn't tell no lie. I'm tryna get high, I'm finna pour this deuce when I get in so far. Hey, if dub been made, fuck with me.
Alright, let's see. Do I want to do another song? Or do I want to get just straight into it? I'm trying to decide still. Do I want to do another song, or do I want to just get straight into it? I'll do another song. We're going to stick with the usual.
The world made choices for us.
And I will do what must be done.
Damn. Shit loud as hell. Sushi. Damn, can I spell? Sushi Rice. Alright, for the next song, we're going to do Sushi Rice by K-Ferg 500, and then we're going to get to it. Last song.
That bitch be acting childish, finna put her ass in timeout. Quit drink, but a nigga relapse like Amy Winehouse. I'm rocking shit you can't spell, I told that boy to sound it out. Pull his IP and pay a nerd to go and find his house. My young bitch turned, she bought a car cause I ain't buying it. Virgo just like Delta, he so quick to go get flying shit. Bitch, I cook your ass, you know I'm good when it come to frying shit. I'm eating sushi rice, this bitch so bad, she got me trying shit. Tricks, quake, walk, switch it up, I got different pints. Pour it in the cream, I'm way too old to still be sipping Sprite. My bitch told me, let that nigga live, she done saved your life. Come through and dump that shit easy like it's Fisher's Price. Where them mares at, you know Lil Fergo searching. Them boys finna crash out, tryna ride my way like surfers. Them bitches birds, either chicken or they turkey. My RP10 just kicked, I know that little hoe working. I bless hoes like I'm Jesus, my kids love me like I'm Jesus. I'm a real risk junkie, might swap coding for a feature. I'm smoking shit that cost me 5 a zip, I'm coughing and I'm wheezing. That nigga stealing swag, who taught you that? We know your ass be thieving. Tell them boys on VIC, I get silly with it. Put your money on the wheel, let's see who really with it. You fucking with them nickel niggas, they be penny pinching. Travis got his birds in the trap, we in the pigeon kitchen. Tell a bro to max his ass, really should've taxed his ass. He might not be pussy, but he close, like a maxi pad. Money old as fuck, I got the bills that your pappy had. 3-5 in this with this little bitch kicking like a hacky sack. Boss her life up, she ain't never been to Fairfax. Blow them niggas out, they can't never get a fair match. Little bitch, we ain't bowling, why the fuck would I go spare that? Cause forgot his Glock, I told him chill, I got a spare strap. That bitch be acting childish, finna put her ass in timeout. Quit drink, but a nigga relapse like Amy Winehouse. I'm rocking shit you can't spell, I told that boy to sound it out. Pull his IP and pay a nerd to go and find his house. My young bitch turned, she bought a car cause I ain't buying it. Virgo just like Delta, he so quick to go get flying shit. Bitch, I cook your ass, you know I'm good when it come to frying shit. I'm eating sushi rice, this bitch so bad, she got me trying shit.
All right, welcome. My name is Garrett Sims. This is Guaranteed News on a Thursday. It is May 30th, 2024. I know I just said Trump Trail right there, and we're gonna hop right into this Guaranteed News episode. So again, I'm trying to build consistency. Trying to record on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Trying to do it without fail. Yada, yada, yada. So we're always trying to stick with that. Guarantee news, the same as always. I try to do hard news, pause, but that's just news that is like serious, which is what this Trump trial is. It's world news, American news, any news I think that is serious that you guys should know about. Then I do sports news, show and movie news, and then entertainment news, which entertainment for me is just anything I want. And then as I stream more and more, I may just add stuff in that just whatever I want to talk about. But today, just now, probably about 30 minutes ago, 45 minutes ago, former President Donald Trump, he became the first U.S. president to be convicted of felony crime. So if you didn't know, basically for like the last like month to month and a half, he's been on trial for what they're calling a hush money scandal. And I've been kind of going over what's going on, but if you don't know what it is, this is basically what it is. Trump was paying money to people, say like around the 2016 election, right? What are we at? 10 minutes? Okay, I'm only going to explain this for like 3 minutes. Okay. So around the 2016 election, there was a lot of things coming out about Trump. Remember the video where he's like grabbing by the you know what with women and a whole bunch of other things. So he was basically paying people to not release more bad stories about him. Like he was basically having news people that own major news companies not tell story. He was paying them to not tell negative stories about him. And this is what this case is basically centered around, is proving that Trump was paying money to people to not release bad stories about him, and he was saying the money was business expenses. Basically, he was writing off the money that he was paying as business expenses, and the biggest payment or the biggest business expense that everyone is about, that this trial is basically mainly centered on, is porn star Stormy Daniels. And if you don't know who Stormy Daniels is, here is a picture of her. She's I should say corn star. I don't know. She's like a whatever star. She's an adult film actress. And she's like the main person this case was centered around. She said back in 2000, her and Trump had sex, and Trump paid $130,000 to her to basically keep that story under wraps. And he said that the $130,000 was a business expense when he did it. So that's what they're talking about. The prosecution, the people who are trying to get Trump convicted, were saying he paid a whole bunch of money to people to not say bad things about him. So he wouldn't look bad for the upcoming election. And the defense is saying that never happened. His defense said Trump never slept with this woman, Stormy Daniels, and we never paid this money or said that it was for a business expense. They're completely lying on us. And the star witness for the prosecution was Stormy Daniels, one of them, because she had her testimony, which was scandalous, as I'm sure you know. She had her testimony basically saying, yeah, we did sleep together, and I did get this money to shut up. And then there was a couple other people, Michael Cohen, M-I-C-H Cohen. He was basically like one of Trump's main guys. He used to be. He stopped working with Trump, and he was working for the people trying to get rid of Trump, to basically say that, yeah, Trump paid this money. He told me to pay it to her. I paid the money to the girl, to Stormy Daniels. We were talking about it. So, yeah, he definitely paid money for her to not talk about them having sex, and he definitely wrote it off as a business expense. So that's what he's basically saying. Trump's side is saying that this guy's a liar. He's a hater. His whole thing is to try to make Trump look bad, blah, blah, blah. That's what they were talking about. So that's the story, right? We're at 13. So now let's take a minute for me to talk about what I was saying, what I thought was going to happen with this. And let's go back to this. So let's take a second to go back to what I thought with this. I was 100% wrong, because I was screaming. This was like months ago when this started. Like, there's no way Trump is going to get convicted. There's no way Trump is going to go to jail, because I thought Trump was Teflon Don. Every time something happens to him or somebody says he does something wrong, he seems to get away with it. It never happens. So first, I do want to just say I was 1,000% wrong with that. It does look like Trump is like, to some extent being held accountable for this shit that he's doing. Because after this case basically saying, did Trump pay money to keep people quiet? And he paid other people too. It was another porn star. It was like some dude from the National Enquirer, that he was Enquirer guy from Trump trial. And I can go find his name really quickly. What's his name? David Pecker. There was other people that were like, the prosecution in the case went into, like, David Pecker. This guy used to like be like a big editor for the National Enquirer, which is like a journalism place, and just a bunch of stuff. There's a bunch of people in this, but so yeah, the case happened, and he was found guilty. Let me move my camera. Let's see. He was found guilty on all. So it was 34 charges. He was convicted of all of them. So I want to read through this article a little bit, to get an idea for myself and to just be able to explain kind of what I want now is just because I already went over what the case is about. I want to know what this means, what could happen from Trump. And I read an article on a stream not too long ago about what could happen from Trump from doing this, or could he go to jail? Long story short, he could go to jail. It's up to the judge, Juan Merchan, Judge Juan Merchan, who's basically proceeding over this. It's basically up to him if Trump wants to go to jail now. The article I saw said that because Trump is like a first-time offender, it's a non-violent crime. A bunch of other shit where it basically, because he's older, where he probably won't go to jail, or the chances of him going to jail are slim, but they are there. I think it would be 4 years most or something like that he could go for the cases. So that's one thing. Would Trump go to jail? What could happen from him? Like, he could probably pay a fine. So I don't think it's as big as like anybody. It's going to be a big deal because this never happened before. This is unprecedented. No former president has been gone for a felony. But he's probably not going to go to jail, right? And there was an article I read about this. I can post it, but like, just so you don't believe me, I read this in an article that said this. Like, that's facts. I'm willing to stand on business about saying like he can go to jail, but he probably won't go to jail because of the cases, how he's never been in something like this before, how he's older. Like, it just probably wouldn't happen. But he could put him in jail. Judge Juan Merchan, if he wanted to, he could, but he probably won't. He can still run for president because I guess if you're a felon, you can still be a president. Some loophole shit where it's like you can still do that. So, and I'm looking at another thing that I want to kind of talk about is like, how will this affect his presidency? And I think looking at it is, how are people going to look at Trump, right? Like, because he's going to have to pay a fine. He's rich as fuck. He can pay the fines. He's not going to go to jail, right? So, okay. He could still be president. Like, it's not going to stop him from being president. But what is this going to mean for voters, right? The big question for me is like, because the people who love Trump, the Trump supporters, no matter what Trump does, this is going to be a reason to like Trump more. Oh, the Democrats, America, everyone's against Trump. Like, I read another article that said, like, no matter how it was going to turn out, this whole case, whether Trump was found guilty or he wasn't found guilty, Trump and his people are going to use it to their advantage as far as like talking points. So now that it's came out that he is found guilty, Trump is probably going to use it as like a thing where it's like, they have me fucked up. This is a witch hunt. Biden can't beat me fair and square, so they have to do this, and now they're trying to do that. So that's going to be one thing. But what about, like, the people who are on the fence? The people who are like, I do not like Joe Biden, I do not like Trump, but I'm going to lead toward Trump. Because there's those people, too, that are like, I don't like Trump or Biden, because a hell of people hate Biden. Don't even need to look up stats or anything to say that. Like, that's just look outside or talk to somebody. You know that. Are they going to be like, okay, now we really can't vote for Trump? Like, are they going to be leaned back over the way? Basically, what I want to know now is the people who are on the fence about Trump, do they now see that Trump got convicted of all these crimes? They see now because, and if you can hear my dog in the background, sorry. But do they now say, okay, he was convicted of all these crimes, we can't vote for him? Or do they say, because that's one way to say, like, he's immature, he looks bad, this looks bad for America, he's a convicted felon, and he's about to be president. Yeah, he technically can do it, but we shouldn't let him. But the other side of that is, like, he is falsifying business records. He didn't hurt anyone. It's not a violent crime. He didn't take money from anyone. He didn't want people to know that he was having sex with a porn star. There's worse things, and most people would do it. Like, I'm trying to think of, like, what is the mindset of people right now because of the Trump thing. And, like, I guess we can look at Twitter. Like, we can skim through this article to find it. I can look at some things. Like, let's see. This is what distracting you. This is what they are distracting you. I'm looking through my Twitter group chat to see if there's anything. Bear with me. Okay, I'm not going to say this on live because yeah, okay. Sorry about that, but basically, like, I want to know, like, the people who are on the fence about who they're going to vote for, does this make them not want to vote for Trump less, or do they not care, or does it make them want to vote for Trump less, and are they going to be of the mindset that, like, people are against them? So that interests me, but, let's go to this article and see if it says anything interesting. Let's see, this is a Associated Press article, Michael R. Sizak, Jennifer Peltz, Eric Tucker, and Michelle L. Price. So let's see. Let me move this up here. And then let me make this a little closer. All right, wait, this is good. All right. Donald Trump became the first former president to be convicted of felony crimes Thursday as a New York jury found him guilty of falsifying business records in a scheme to illegally influence the 2016 election through hush money payments to an important actor who said the two had sex. Stormy Daniels, he's falsifying business records. He's saying he paid them for a business expense, blah, blah, blah. Jurors convicted Trump on all 34 counts after deliberating for 9.5 hours. Golly. As the verdict was read, he sat stone-faced in court looking down. The verdict is a stunning legal reckoning for Trump, who exposes him to potential prison time in the city, where his manipulations of the tabloid press helped catapult him from a real estate tycoon to reality television star and ultimately president. As he seeks to return to the White House in this year's election, the judgment presents voters with another test of their willingness to accept Trump's boundary-breaking behavior. Yeah, as he seeks to return to the White House in this year's election, the judgment presents voters with another test to their willingness to accept Trump's boundary-breaking behavior, right? That's what that sentence is basically saying. Like, this is gonna, like, as Trump is trying to go to the White House, this is gonna basically test, like, how much are you gonna let Trump bullshit before you say, okay, we can't just let this guy be president? Because if you're with Trump, part of it is the bullshit while you like him, but how much of bullshit are you gonna go before you're just like, okay, this is just immature or not okay is the word whatever word you want to use with an immature, fucked up, not right. And if you get arrested for felonies, okay. Trump is expected to quickly appeal the verdict and will face an awkward dynamic as he seeks to return to the campaign trail as a convicted felon. There are no campaign rallies on the calendar for now, though he's expected to hold fundraisers next week. It will likely take several months for Judge Juan Merchan, who oversaw the case, to decide whether to sentence Trump to prison. It will likely take several months for Judge Juan Merchan, who oversaw the case, to decide whether Trump... I'm going to be streaming all for like months, so I'm going to be keeping up with this somewhat. Maybe not on like the stream, but in some type of way. I'm going to say now, I know I was wrong about saying I don't think Trump will be... held accountable for anything. I could be wrong about this again. He is not going to jail for this. He's just not going to jail. But he is a convicted felon, and I didn't think that would happen, so anything can happen. Okay. The falsifying business records charges carry up to 4 years behind bars, though prosecutors have not said whether they intend to seek imprisonment, and it is not clear whether the judge, who earlier in the trial warned her jail time for gag order violations, another story we talked about that, would impose that punishment even if asked. The conviction, even imprisonment, will not bar Trump from continuing his pursuit to the White House. Him being a felon, and I guess even him going to jail, doesn't stop him being president. That's kind of crazy to me, but who knows? Am I live still? And let me see. Do I have any emails? Sorry about that. I'm looking at something. Okay. Yeah, I did. All right, it's nothing. Trump faces 3 other felony indictments, but the New York case may be the only one to reach a conclusion before the November election, adding to the significance of the outcome. Though the legal and historical implications of the verdict are really apparent, the political consequences are less so, given its potential to reinforce rather than reshape already hardened opinions about Trump. And okay. For another candidate in another time, a criminal conviction might doom a presidential run. But Trump's political career has endured through two impeachments, allegations of sexual abuse, investigations into everything from political ties to Russia to plotting to overturn an election, and personal salacious storylines, including the emergence of a recording in which he boasted about grabbing women's genitals. That's how I was talking about grabbing anything. And this is what I'm talking about. This is the conversation. This is the main conversation of this article. And let me see how much is left in this. Sheesh, it's a good amount. He wrote a lot. We're going to skim through this. But this is like the meat of what's going on, is like these 2 paragraphs. Like, okay, he other faces these indictments. The legal and historical complications or implications of the verdict are readily apparent. Like, okay, he's a felon. It's fried as fuck. The historical implications, this has never happened before. We've never had a president that was a felon. This is historical. But the political consequences, we don't know, because, I mean, if this is basically what they're saying is his fans have stuck with him through 2 impeachments, allegations of sexual abuse, political ties to Russia, plotting to overturn an election, January, whatever, I can't think of the date of it. There's so many dates. January, is it 16th? The January 6th. Yeah, January 6th. Oh, let me see. We go back. January 6th. Personal salacious storylines, and in a recording in which he boasted about grabbing women and women's genitals. He was on recording saying this, and people still fuck with him. So basically, like, what this is at this point is a popularity show, or like a view show. Like, how do people think of him? And is this gonna make people think of him any worse? Is this gonna make you not vote for him? Is the question. And I honestly don't want to talk about it because I don't know. I don't know. I think, like I said, the people who love Trump are gonna always love Trump. Hold on one second. Let me see what this is about.
I'm trying to cook.
Can you ask Grant? I'm in the middle of streaming. Or, okay. It's not my dog. Like, what the fuck? I could stop. I was gonna take a little break anyways, like a little 5-minute break. Probably play a couple songs on stream, but like, I'm locked in right now. Like, what the heck? I'm locked in right now. Yeah, I'm gonna drink a little bev. But yeah, I don't want to talk about whether or not I think, or how I feel about if this is gonna make people want to vote for Trump or not. But that's the question that needs to come from this. I mean, that's what they're saying in here even. But even so, the verdict is likely to give President Joe Biden and fellow Democrats... Oh, my bad. You guys can see. Let's see. Okay. Even so, the verdict is likely to give President Joe Biden and fellow Democrats space to sharpen arguments that Trump is unfit for office, even as it provides fodder for the presumptive Republican nominee to advance his unsupported claims that he is victimized by a criminal justice system he insists is politically motivated against him, right? That's what he's saying. Like, this is the only thing they can do to beat me. They're fucked up. They want to put me under. You know, it was a couple weeks ago, like, Trump was, like, saying black people can relate to him because, they know what it's like to be in a harsh fucking system. And it gets swept under the rug. That's the shit where I be like, Trump is tough on Don, because he says so much wild shit and no one cares. He does so much crazy shit. It's fucking nuts. It's fucking nuts. But that's basically what he's saying, is that they have it out for me. Trump maintained throughout the trial that he had done nothing wrong. The first criminal trial for permanent trials presented a unique test for the court system, not only because Trump's unique for the courts. The trial involved charges that Trump falsified business records to cover up hush money payments to Stormy Daniels, the porn actor who said they had sex with the married Trump in 2006. Yep. We talked about this. The $130,000 payment, we said this, was made by Trump's foreign lawyer and personal fixer, Michael Cohen. We already talked about him. This is Michael Cohen. We already talked about him. But Daniel's silence during the final weeks of the 2016 races, what prosecutors allege was an effort to interfere with the election. When Cohen was reimbursed, these payments were recorded as legal expenses, which prosecutors said was an unlawful attempt to mask the true purpose of the transaction. And that's what I was talking about. Anybody seeing this knows, yeah, like, logically, Trump definitely did this. He definitely paid $130,000 to Michael Cohen to pay to Stormy Daniels so she wouldn't say nothing about them having sex. The thing that was confusing to me, or I was not even confusing, I mean, it was confusing at first, but then I started reading about it more, so it wasn't confusing. But the thing that I was questioning is it going to be proved? Obviously, the prosecution did. But Trump's lawyer contend they were legitimate payments for legal services. Obviously, they weren't. He has denied the sexual encounter, and his lawyers argued during the trial that his celebrity status, particularly during the 2016 campaign, made him a target for extortion. They've said hush money deals, and let me make this a little bit smaller, actually. Shit. Let me see. Let's see. There we go. They've said hush money deals to bury negative stories about Trump were motivated by personal considerations, such as the impact of his family and brand has been. Yep. The trial has featured more than 4 weeks of occasionally riveting testimony that revisited an already well-documented chapter from Trump's past, when his 2016 campaign was threatened by the disclosure of an access recording that captured him talking about grabbing women sexually without their permission, and the prospect of other stories about Trump and sex servicing that would be harmful to his candidacy. Trump didn't testify. Of course he didn't. call in which he and lawyer discussed 100 Trump. But jurors heard his voice through a secret recording of a conversation with Cohen in which he and the lawyer discussed a $150,000 hush money deal involving a Playboy model, Karen McDougal, who has said she had an affair with Trump. What do we got to pay for this? $150. Trump was heard saying on the recording made by Cohen. That's not funny at all. That's not funny. He's just fried, bro. Trump is so fried. What do we have to pay for this 150? Basically, this is saying like there was another thing where Trump had a recording of him talking to a Playboy model named Karen McDougal. And early when I was saying there was a lot of other people in this, just Stormy Daniel was the big one, but Karen McDougal was a big one. Apparently she was paid by Trump. As well. For basically the same thing. Just don't come up about the story. Yeah. So I guess they had his ass on recording saying some fried shit about like her, saying that let's not pay her, so that makes it a little bit more tough for him. Who has said she had an affair with Trump. What do we got to pay for this? $150. Trump was heard saying on the recording made by Cohen. Daniels herself testified, offering at times a graphic recounting of the sexual encounter. She says, Daniels herself testified, offering at times a graphic recounting of the sexual encounter. She says they had in a hotel suite during a Lake Tahoe golf tournament. The former publisher of the National Enquirer, David Pecker, we looked at him, testified about how he worked to keep stories harmful to the Trump campaign from becoming public at all, including by having his company buy a McDougal story. And that's what happened. Like this Karen McDougal story, like the National Enquirer and David Pecker's company basically bought it from her and just kept it, like threw it under the rug so it never came out. This is another guy. The outcome provided a degree of vindication for Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg, who has characterized the case as being about the election interference rather than hush money, and defended it against criticism from legal expert who called it the weakest of the 4 prosecutions against Trump. All right, yeah, this is vindication for the dude that did this, Alvin Bragg. Let's look him up too, because he was basically the guy leading the team on the prosecution that just had a great day, that just got Trump prosecuted for 34 counts of falsifying business records. He was basically the leader of this, and this is basically saying like this kind of is like a win for them. This is a vindication for him, because people were saying that this is a weak case and that he couldn't win. These are legal experts, and he won. So of course it's a vindication for him. It's a win. It took on added importance, not only because it preceded the trial first, but because it could be the only one of the cases to reach a jury before the November election. Probably will. The rest of these won't happen for a while. The other 3 cases, local and federal charges in Atlanta and Washington that he conspired to undo the 2020 election, as well as federal indictment in Florida charging him with illegally hoarding top secret records, are bogged down by delays or appeals. So he has, 3 other cases. I think 2 of them about the 2020 election, and then another one in Florida about him stealing records, and that was like a big thing. Like they were talking about Trump, who had records too, and I mean they were talking about Biden that had records too, and Trump, and how they were different. That was a whole thing. But yeah, I mean basically, we said from this article it's gonna take months before the judge is gonna make a decision on to put Trump in jail. What else do we got from this article? It's good for the prosecution. It makes them feel good. They described what, this case is doing. This is just a fried situation. I think I covered, as much as I want to cover on this, but it's just wild as shit. And I guess the final thing that I want to say about this is Trump is not as tough on Don as I think he is. This makes Trump look really bad. I'm curious as to if this is like anyone watching this, let me know. Contact me. I'm curious do you think Trump now being a convicted felon and for what he's convicted for, if this makes people not want to vote for him, does it make people want to vote for him, or does it make people not care? Does it make people have less trust in the American justice system because they're saying all of these things? Obviously this is the right thing to do. I think he did it. And I think it's hard to say he didn't do it, But what does this do for voting? I mean, if you're saying this makes like because he was convicted, it's like an unlawful justice system, you're probably just fried. You're just a Trump. You're Trump himself or just a Trump fan. But the real question is how much do people care, and are people gonna not vote for Trump because of this? That's what I am really asking myself. And then what's gonna happen to Trump? Like, what's gonna be what his case is? Is he gonna be put in jail? Because I don't think he did. I don't think he will. That's all I got for this. I guess I'll move on to the next story. I'll move on. Let's see. I don't know how to. I don't know how to pronounce this. Rafa, let's see. Can you guys? Yeah, you definitely can see. Let's see. My bad. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for my misspelling. Okay. So, let me see the date on this before I want to, all right. So, what was the day? Let me see. On May 27th, 2024. Bear with me. I'm just getting my thoughts together for what I want to say on this. Okay. So, on May 20... Don't fuck with me. Okay. On May 27th, on Monday, Memorial Day, to really strike where displaced people were staying in Rafah, Gaza Strip. Okay. So on May 27th, this Monday, there was a deadly Israeli strike in Rafah. I'm so sorry if I'm pronouncing this wrong. On Rafah, Palestine. And basically, Israel's prime defense minister, their military, he was trying to do what he calls a precise or strategic bombing on Hamas leaders, bad Palestinian people, Hamas people. He was trying to do a bombing on them. And it ended up killing and hitting, it ended up killing nearly 50 displaced Palestinians that were basically fucking, I don't know the word I want to use for it right now, but they were murdered. I'm looking for a different word. Murder's the word, but I'm looking for like a word, but they were basically, what's the word that I want to use? Shit, why can't I find it? Why can't I find the word I want to use? They were casualties. Casualties not the word either, but basically, yeah, let me stop fucking pussyfooting. Okay, this is what happened. The Israel defense minister, this article that I have is going to show it. He was basically trying to do a strategic bomb on Hamas leaders. He messed up, and while he did kill some Hamas leaders, he also killed 50 innocent Palestinian people that had nothing to do with this war, and they were children, women, and older men. So basically, this bomb for this war that Israeli is basically trying to bomb to kill bad people. In this, they killed a whole bunch of innocent people that had nothing to do with this, and Joe Biden has talked about it, and he's basically saying it doesn't cross like the line of doing anything crazy. It's sad, it's fucked up, but it doesn't cross any major lines, so America's not gonna fucking jump in. And from that, there's been so much backlash, so much talk about Israel, what they're doing to Hamas. So much talk, and I kind of want to just go over this article just because I think it's important for people to just know about this. I just want to go through this article a little bit. So let me make this smaller and let's read through this. Let me see. Let's make this a little bit bigger. And can you guys see that? Okay. So the Biden administration has decided Israel's weekend strike in Rafah that reportedly killed nearly 50 displaced Palestinians did not cross the red line, President Joe Biden said 2 months ago, a U.S. official said Tuesday. The administration made it clear in public and in private on Tuesday that the incident, while devastating, would not trigger any serious reprimand from Washington. It is the strongest indicator yet that Israel is conducting a military operation that the administration can't accept, even if U.S. officials don't like every aspect of it. So America's accepting what's happening right now. That's clear. A senior administration official granted you could be anonymous, I'm not pronouncing that word, to detail sensitive internal thinking, said the attack that successfully took out 2 Hamas operatives while killing 45 civilians and injuring dozens more did not cross Biden's red line described on March 9th. When you hear that, my first thing I want to know is, what the fuck is this red line? How did you cross it? Because you're in the article says this, and basically what they're saying is, like, you're doing stuff that is presented dangerous to the greater public. Like, you're killing a lot of greater public. That's what this says. I'm going to keep reading it, because even me saying a lot of is like, what's the number? A lot of, these are subjective numbers, because if you're trying to kill 2 people that are doing wrong, and in the instance of that, you kill 45 people and injure dozens more, which is also, this says it kills, took out 2 Hamas operatives while killing 45 civilians. This says 45. This says, okay, nearly 50. Okay. I'm not trying to catch you guys slipping. My bad, big dog. But, so yeah, for every 2 people that are bad, you're killing 45 people that are innocent. Those are crazy fucking numbers to me. I think anyone can say that. That's wild numbers. If you want to kill, if they had said they'd kill 10 or 8, that's still bad. But maybe I could be like, okay. But for every 2 people that you want to kill that are bad, you're killing 45. Okay, I'm just looking at that ratio right there. But let's keep going. The operation as a whole shows Israel has heeded U.S. warnings to go into Rafah with a more targeted, precise operation, the senior official and 2 spokespeople said. So this is targeted. This is precise. 45 for 2. The assessment matches what senior administration officials have said for months. Despite multiple high-profile incidents that killed Western aid workers and Palestinian civilians, the U.S. has backed Israel's stated goal of defeating Hamas throughout Gaza, including sending troops into the southern city of Rafah to attack remaining fighters. Israel's decision to conduct targeted operations rather than a large-scale invasion involving thousands of troops has been enough for the administration to say the steps are being taken to protect civilians. So this is basically what they're saying is the difference between doing wrong and doing good. This is what they're saying America's perception, the Biden administration's perception of handling the war in Palestine and the basically eradication of Hamas. This paragraph is basically describing where that line is crossed between doing a good job and doing a bad job. I'm going to read through it again. Despite multiple high-profile incidents that killed Western aid workers and Palestinian civilians, the U.S. has backed Israel's stated goal of defeating Hamas throughout Gaza, including sending troops into the southern city of Rafah to attack remaining fighters. Israel's decision to conduct targeted operations rather than a large-scale invasion. So they're saying targeted operations that kill about 20 to 30 people are better than a large-scale invasion where you're sending in thousands of troops into Palestinian and then just cutting it off dead like that, bodies on the ground. It's better to do targeted and kill less people than send in thousands of troops, which obviously, subjectively, that is better. But I don't know how much better. 45 people for 2. I can't get over that. That's what's really affecting me. But they're basically saying, Biden is basically saying, hey, you can't just send in like a bunch of fucking Israeli troops to Palestine and just like go into houses, kill people, plunge, do fight. We can't allow you to do that. You have to be more targeted. Targeted is a subjective word, I'd say. Because targeted, I'm saying you're killing the people you target, but let's keep going. In briefings with Reporter Tuesday, U.S. government spokespeople broadly confirmed the senior official's assessment, though they refrain from directly addressing red lines. State Department spokesperson Matthew Miller said the U.S. expects Israel to conduct a full, transparent investigation that holds those at fault to account if necessary, but he also stressed that Rafah operation so far was not on the scale of operations in Gaza City and Khan Yunis, where Israel sent large numbers of forces and dropped many bombs. This so far is a different type of military operations. Okay, he also stressed that this operation, the one that happened on Monday that killed 45 people in a bombing that was supposed to kill 2 people, but so far was not on the scale of operations in Gaza City and Khan Yunis, where Israel sent large numbers of forces and dropped many bombs. This so far is a different type of military operation. And let's see what the rest of this is, because this is getting in. I feel like we get the point now. And we're almost finished. Let me keep going. We'll skim through it a little bit. Okay. Let's see. Yep. National Security Council spokesperson John Kirby told reporters later, I have no policy changes to speak to. Following the Rafah strike, he added that the administration's view of a major ground operation features thousands and thousands of troops moving in organized columns against central populated targets. Okay. He added that the administration's view of a major ground operations features thousands and thousands of troops moving in organized. So basically, unless fucking Israel just sends thousands and thousands of people on the street just going into people's houses, they can do a lot. They can kill a lot of innocent people. That's basically what I'm getting from this. Is as long as you're not sending in thousands of people, bodies and bodies on bodies of Israel troops onto the ground with American bombs, American weapons, to do fucked up shit, as long as you're not doing that, you can still kill people, you can still hurt innocents to get rid of Hamas. You just can't do that. That's where you're going to cross that red line. That's what I'm getting from this political article. I'm not trying to get my opinions just yet. This is what I'm getting from this. Right? National Security spokesperson John Kirby. Let's see. I like to see, sometimes when I read articles, I like to see what these people look like, because these names, when you read articles, they seem like nobody. I'm not taking any words out of anyone's mouth, I don't think. John Kirby. John Kirby is retired United States Navy admiral, serving as White House National Security Communications Advisor since 2022. John Kirby. This is this guy's words. Oh, shit. This is this guy's words right here. Let's go back to camera. He's saying, yeah, I have no policy changes to speak of. And I would assume he would be wanting to speak about policy changes because people are like, okay, 45 people just got killed for you to kill 2 wrong people. Hella people were bombed in an innocent airstrike. Are you guys going to change some shit? No policy changes to speak of. He added that the administration's view of a major ground operation is, I don't know why he says features, it's basically just say is. The administration's view of a major ground operation is thousands and thousands of troops moving in organized columns against central populated targets. Even if you picture that in your mind, basically it's like they have to absolutely tweak out and try. They have to be absolutely fried for them to get in trouble. Asked about what number of civilian casualties the administration would find unacceptable, Kirby said, there's not like a measuring stick here or a quota. As we've said many times, the right number of civilian casualties is 0. Bullshit. Obviously, the right number is 0, but there's no measuring stick, so some is... It's like when your parent tells you, like, it's like getting that line of, like, what I can do and what I can't do, like... I can say shit around my parents, but I can't say fucking bitch. Like, I can say hell in front of my parents. Like, you know, I can do this, but I can't do that. But I can do this. I can slap the shit out of you. But if I punch you, or really, I can punch you, but if I take a baseball bat and crack you over the head, I'm doing too much. But I can punch you. All right, say less. I'm just going to punch you all the time. That's what I'm getting from this. The attack has led to ferocious criticism of the administration, with Democrats and human rights advocates calling for Biden to halt arms sales to the ally being Israel. No fucking duh. The Biden administration continues to have a very high tolerance of Israel killing Palestinian civilians in Gaza, including with U.S. weapons, said Brian Furcane, a senior advisor to the International Crisis Group. There's really nothing more to get out of this article. Yeah. The Biden administration is basically allowing Israel, they're supporting the Israeli war, which people already knew, and they're also saying in the war to kill Hamas, you have to be targeted. Targeted basically means as long as you're not killing thousands, and because I was gonna say hundreds, but I would even say they would be okay with hundreds for what I'm seeing. As long as you're not killing thousands of Palestinians, and as long as it doesn't look absolutely disgusting, like a full-on war front, we'll let you guys do your thing, and we'll support you and give you guns. I mean, that's what they're saying, basically. That's what they're saying. They support Israel, and they support their war. They support Israel, and they support the way Israel is going about eradicating Hamas. Because nobody is going to debate whether or not Hamas needs to be eradicated. I feel like most people are going to say, no one's saying we need to keep Hamas around. But how we go about getting rid of Hamas and who's being killed in the run from that is what people are what people are shitty about, what people are mad about, what people are up in arms about. How many innocent people are we going to let be killed on the way to killing Hamas? And the Biden administration, at the very least from this, is saying 45 for every 2. I think it's kind of scary. There's so much history and everything with this, and the start of it and all that other, and all so much other stuff that I won't. But just reading this article, just reading what's happening, a lot of innocent people are being killed, and America's okay with it. I mean, that's just, I feel like I'm not, like, innocent people are being killed. 45 people for 2. Like, if you want to get in the exact numbers, innocent people are being killed, and America's okay with it. And they're supporting it. And with this, there is something else I want to say with this, where this gets to a lot. Something happened. This is like Nikki Haley. And I'm not going to get into this. What is it? 51 minutes. I'm going to talk about this. Nikki Haley. Let me get a picture of her. Nikki Haley. She was like a former presidential candidate. She was trying to be president like now, like for 2024. She dropped out because we all know it's going to be Trump at this point. But she basically writes, finish them on an Israeli bomb that's like gonna, and on an American bomb that's Israeli, that's gonna be sent to, Gaza. She wrote, finish them. She signed, finish. This is her action. She let them take a picture of her saying, sign them, finishing, saying, sign. She let people take a picture of her signing, finish them on a fucking bomb. It's going to be used to kill bad people, but probably innocent people as well. Here's this article. She speaks on outrage with finish them message on Israeli bomb. Golly, that's just such a bad idea. Why would she write that? And this is basically, what do I want to say with this? Let's like read like the headline. Former U.S. presidential hopeful. Let me make it a little bit bigger. Nikki Haley has sparked outrage by writing finish them on an artillery shell during a Memorial Day visit to the Israeli military near the border of Lebanon. Photos of the former South Carolina governor riding on the bomb were shared by Israeli parliament. Golly. And former envoy of the United Nations, Danny Dennon, who accompanied the American politician. Miss Haley's message also carried the word, America loves Israel. Clearly, America does, because we're supporting them in the law. This is all I want to say with that, is just how little we seem to care about innocent lives. Like, bro, even in the middle of a war, if it wasn't so much conversation on, like, even if we were in a war where we're like, yeah, we need to be in this war. This is fucked up. America needs to be in this war. We need to be sending artillery and bombs. We gotta do this. This is, we have no choice. Like some World War III toward shit. We have no choice. It still would be crazy to finish them on bombs that are gonna be used to kill people. Like, right? Like, even if you're of the mindset of, yeah, we need to be supporting Israel and what they're doing, why the fuck are you writing finish them on a bomb? Like, this isn't even controversial. Like, even if you were like Nikki Haley obviously supports the war in Israel and obviously thinks we need to be doing this, and these casualties are something that are just a part of war. Obviously. But like, can you have like just the heart to say, but I'm not gonna write in her mind like fun, exciting messages on fucking bullets and bombs? Like, just the humanness of to not do that because you feel like it's wrong, like, A. And B, do you not have the common sense to think this is a bad fucking idea? Or she clearly doesn't care because she thinks her supporters are gonna love it, but, like, it's just crazy. I guess all I want to say with that is, like, on Memorial Day, there is, like, this bomb that happened on Rafah. Or maybe I'm so sorry I'm pronouncing it wrong. Rafah. There's a bomb that happened. And then we have a former person trying to be president and a former, South Carolina governor saying finish. She's South Carolina governor of an American state and potential U.S. candidate writing that, bro. It just shows how little we care about innocent, how little we care about murder and death. Like, even if you're for this war, like, I think you should be able to, like, writing finish them on a bomb on the same day this happens. It's just fucking stupid, inconsiderate. That's what I wanted to say with that. Let's move on. Those are my two news stories: the Trump trial, this bombing, Nikki Haley. Let's move on to some sports. Like, I'm gonna just do a little bit of sports coverage right now. Let's see, ESPN. What do I want to talk about? I mean, let's see. What do I have for sports? This is, like, something that I had on my list. It's only 6:25. Like, what am I about to get off stream and do? What am I about to get off stream if I get out the stream? Probably nothing. Like, I guess I'm gonna play a couple more songs. I'll be right back. We're gonna go into sports. We're gonna go into sports. I was gonna stop streaming, but I don't know. I kind of want to see something. I want to see, like after I stream, if I try to download this so I can make clips and everything, how much space it's gonna take on my computer. I want to see a couple things. So let's see. We're gonna play a song and then I'll come back up here. I guess I'll play Ha.
Tired of telling niggas the same thing. And my bitch 3 times. But niggas don't fucking listen, man. Bitch can't even fuck. Use your head for you motherfucking losing, man. Cream team, STL game, man. You know how we rock it, man. Boy, you smoking on that same shit that got Chris Rock. Drink cocaine with a drum. This bitch sound like Kid Rock. Bet these niggas go and copy this. Them niggas Xerox. I could move. We still on his ass. We got him gridlocked. One bitch, I ain't picky. Fuck me till I'm dizzy. My bitch catch another op, she gon' get some new Rickies. R.I.P. my young boy, that shit still got me pissy. My nephew won't even play my ops, he said it sound too kitty. Bitch want me to fuck with her, but she be acting ditzy. He thought it was clean, I'm still serving cut, no kizzy. Pull up looking clean as hell, can't forget that blicky. Chop it shoot like Jimmy, I ain't even had no semi. Every beat shit automatic, supercharged like Hemi. Told my little bitch walkie only, she can keep that Henny. Virgo, he got Trump money, gave myself a stimmy. Told my bitch don't want hibachi, she can keep the bennies. Get them chopped like sushi rolls, play them hoes like movie roles. That boy, he got baby money, bankroll like a 2-year-old. This bitch know she fine as hell, came through built like Ruby Rose. 100K times 10, nigga, I'm gon' need a few of those. Partner red, it look like a bottle of some hot sauce. All these sticks, thought that we was finna go to Top Golf. Treat him like a thigh shirt, get that nigga cropped off. He said he gon' touch me, see how ain't shit popped off. LOL, ha, I know folks don't like me. Pussing off these pussy niggas really do excite me. Shawty know I'm rude as hell, but somehow she still like me. She know I ain't pussy and ain't that nigga like me.
Do I want to keep streaming? I still haven't decided if I'm going to keep streaming. Like, there's some sports I could talk about. Like, I want to talk about Dallas and Minnesota. What is this? Game 5? What would this be? Yeah, game 5. I could talk about how I think the Mavericks are gonna win, but how shout out to the Timberwolves for not getting swept. Shout out to the confidence of that team and Anthony Edwards. I could talk about that. You know, I think the Mavericks are gonna win tonight. I think what is it? It's plus 4.5. Oh, Dallas is plus money. Dallas is plus money, plus 4.5. I would say take that. I would say take the plus money off Dallas because that's big fucking betting. That's fucking attractive betting. What the fuck? Bro, as the little brother, there's so much responsibility that I have. You would think I wouldn't because I'm the little brother. There's so much responsibility I have. Can you send me the Wi-Fi password? I have the password. Like, anybody in my house, when they need passwords for shit, I have all the passwords to everything. The Netflix, Wi-Fi, it's on me. But yeah, let me try to find this. But the Mavs at plus money, Mavs have been favorites for like the last like 3 or 4 games of this series. So them being at plus money, I definitely think you should take that for the bet tonight. I have the Mavs winning. I think Luka just having a bad game, even with like at the fourth quarter, him missing that free throw after he got that 3 and got fouled and could have made the 4-point play in the fourth quarter. And he missed that free throw. Him look in his face. Luka's the type that like, I make a mistake like that, I come out the next game and score 40 points and I have a last second shot and I'm not missing it. Like, he's the type of star to take it like that. Like, anytime, like, I just think Luka just, whenever he messes up, whenever someone talks shit to him, whenever fucks with him, he rises to the occasion. I think him losing, I think Anthony and them talking shit, I think him missing that free throw that he probably feels like could have won in the game, all those things make him come in with a chip on his shoulder tonight. So I think they win that. Let me try to find this Wi-Fi. Let me see. Bear with me. So I do have. I'm finding this and fitting the password and everything to my brother. So I do have the Mavs winning tonight. But shout out to the Timberwolves for, shout out to the Timberwolves for not fucking losing, or for not getting swept. Shout out to the Timberwolves for not getting swept. The Fever play tonight. The Fever are still losing hella games, and they are 1-7. It doesn't look like they completely figured it out yet. And tonight they play the Seattle Storm in Indiana and here. So that's going to be here. Shout out to Nika Mule. She plays for the Seattle Storm. I wonder if she's going to play tonight. It's my dog, bro. That's my dog, bro. They'll never make me say anything bad about Nika Mule. Actually, they could. If she said something really crazy, I would stop liking her. But I'm a fan of Nika Mule, bro. Cannot lie about it. Maybe I should stop streaming because right now I'm absolutely just bullshitting. But shout out to Nika Mule. She got drafted to the Seattle Storm. She's only played like 3 times, but shout out to that. They played tonight. Obviously, I'm gonna bet on the Fever. Caitlin Clark looks like she's getting more comfortable every game. I think she had 30 last game at home. Of course, the Fever lost a close one, but what was that? Let's see schedule. Can I see the schedule? Can I see the schedule? My shit's right in the middle of right in the way too. My bad, y'all. Let's see. Can I see the schedule? And can they see it too? All right, let's look. What's this? The game that just happened. May 14th, 16th, 22nd, Tuesday, May 28th. I don't know why I didn't think that was against the Sparks for some reason. And I'm just looking to see if she had 30 points, bro. Like, golly. Let me see. Oh, yeah, Clark, 30 points. Against the Sparks, she had 30 points. Shout out to Cameron Brink. She plays for the Sparks. I am going to start covering the WNBA more because I like girls basketball so much. I like so many of these players. I can shout out so many of them. Shout out to Cameron Brink. But, Clark had 30 points against them. and a close loss 88-82. And the Los Angeles Sparks, they're the only team we beat this year, and they also suck just like us. But I mean, I think the Fever are getting better and better. We're figuring it out. Caitlin Clark is looking more comfortable. I saw on Pat McAfee not too long ago, like, she's going to score, that he predicted, like, in the next week or so, she's going to score 40 points. I 100% completely agree with that. She's getting better and better. Fever at Seattle tonight. Let me see what the betting is on that. Let me just see what the betting is on that out of curiosity. And can you guys see that? Minus 4.5. I mean, the Fever plus 4.5. What did we just lose? Plus 4.5. Minus 115 money line. No. Plus 190 money line. I was gonna say, that doesn't even make sense. Plus 90 money line. We're at an hour and 5 minutes. I'm comfortable continuing. Yeah, there was this my last stream? Yeah, I didn't have anything in entertainment anyways, I don't think. So I can just finish with sports and then I'll end the stream. But, okay, so yeah, they're minus 4.5. They're plus 4.5. Plus 190 for the money line. LA Sparks, May 28th score. What is it? They lost by 6. 4.5. To the Seattle Storm. Have we played them yet? Let me look at this. Have we played the Seattle Storm yet? Full schedule. Like, they're fucking weird about this. They're about to make me go to IndianaFever.com. We did play the Storm. We lost 83-85. Clark had 21 points. 83-85. We played them at Seattle. We lost by 2 points. Oh. Hold on. We could really fuck them up. Hold on. So what is it? Let's just go back and look at this. Because I may put a bet in if this is really what I'm fucking with. Hell no, y'all just heard me say it was just plus 5.5. That makes it better for us. Hold on, let me check FanDuel, because this is ESPN bet. It's plus 5.5 spread. I swear to God, 30 seconds ago when you guys were just looking at me, it was plus 4.5. Okay, but fuck it. Just let it go. It's plus 5.5. That helps us. We lost what? We lost by 2 points when we played them, like, what? Last week, May 22nd. We played them last week, lost by 2 points. Caitlin Clark had 21 points. She just had 30. It was at Seattle. I think we are definitely going to cover the spread. I think we could win. Let me look at FanDuel. And I want you guys to look at FanDuel too, so you know I'm not capping. Hold on. Let me see if this is going to come up. Let me see if you guys are going to be able to see this. I don't see everything I'm seeing now. We just played them and it wasn't bad. Caitlin Clark had 21. We lost by 2. It was in Seattle. We've been looking like we're getting better each game. Like we're getting more comfortable. Like the Fever are getting more comfortable playing with each other. Our schedule has been like one of the hardest schedules. We played some of the best teams. We're getting better, like I said. We just lost to them by only 2 points in their place. Now they're in our place. I'm thinking we're definitely 100% going to cover the spread. I would do Caitlin Clark for 25 points, and I'm about to put together a little parlay for Caitlin Clark for 25 points. Caitlin Clark for 25 points, and us to get the spread and what we're going to get from that. I mean, it's plus 5.5. So you guys can see this. So you guys know I'm not capping. Is that showing? Can you guys see that? I want to make it better. Is that showing? 5.5 spread. I don't fucking know. I hope that showed. Plus 5.5 or plus 5 for the spread. Plus 5. And what? Caitlin Clark. Let's look at point. Like Caitlin Clark. Give me more wagers. Scored 25 points. It's plus 300. Indiana Fever to be +5 and Caitlin Clark to score 25 points, $10 to win you 40 on FanDuel. I think that's going to hit. Not going to lie. Damn, did I make the bet on accident? No, I didn't. Yeah, I think that's going to hit. Damn. So that's what I want to say with that. I got Fever winning tonight, and I think that spread is way too high. 5 is because we just played them and we only lost by 2, and Caitlin Clark had 21, and we're at home. So I think actually, for Indiana fans who like betting, that's great for us. Actually, what the hell? And then let's look at the injury. I want to look at the injury report. I want to see if is Nika Mule playing. Seattle Storm have no injured players, so I also want Nika Mule to play. That's all I have with that. And with that, I mean, I guess the Negro League stats to be officially integrated into MLB records. I want to talk about that. Actually, I'm going to save this. Because I want to talk about this for a little bit longer, and I'm going to save this for a different stream. Maybe if I stream tomorrow, which I probably still should, and how easy this is, I still should. I'll talk about this, but thank you for watching Guarantee News, for covering this fucking historic breaking news history with me. I felt good on the stream. That was entertaining for me. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. Please like and subscribe to GS Studios. That's GSTEW. Let's look it up together. GS Studios. That's my YouTube. And that is, let's see, GSTEW DIOS. GSTEW DIOS. GS Studios. I have that on TikTok on a couple of things, bro. But just look that up, GS Studios, on everything. Please like and subscribe to YouTube. I'm going to be trying to just be more consistent with posting content and being active and not just streaming and posting the content I stream and yada, yada, yada. But thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you watch a second, minute, whole stream.